All right. We should be live now. So one of my sisters out there on the RehabTime website, please shoot me a text and let me know that you see us live here. Let me mute that so I can. All right. We just want to make sure that we are on air. So if somebody out there in the RehabTime world, yay! Thank you so much, Ari. We're good. We're good to go. They can see us. So sorry for the technical difficulties, you guys. We've been having some issues here just trying to get this whole thing rolled out. But you know what? We're not going to let the enemy stand in our way. This RehabTime video conference is going to still go with the amazing Real Talk Kim. We have her here and she's ready to go, so we're really excited for tonight. Again, very sorry for the technical difficulties. Go out there and send a tweet. Let people know we're good to go. I know since we're an hour and a half late, but it's better to be late than never, right? So delay does not mean deny. So go out there, let them know God is still working right here on this RehabTime video conference. Spread the word. Make sure you let people know because I'm sure a lot of people think it was canceled. So again, you have time. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up for RehabTime. So go out there, send your tweets, Facebook, Instagram, get some more people in here. You know, a lot of people will be delivered tonight with Real Talk Kim. Amazing woman of God, going to do the utmost best for God. So we're excited for her to be on here and just beyond blessed to really have this thing going, and just so excited what God's about to do. So RehabTime, as many of you know, the See My Heart Not My Past book is finally out. It's actually going to drop and be sent out March 14th. So you want to go out and get your pre-orders in. You can go to rehabtime.org and get your See My Heart Not My Past book. You'll be able to get that on your Kindle as well as the hard copy. It's a 30-day program, so to speak. You can really take your time with it, so it can take as long as you need it to take. But basically, it's steps to moving past your past. And so Trent and Baylor did some really amazing things with this program. It's more than a book. You're going to interact with it. You're going to change your life with it. So highly recommend to go out there and get on rehabtime.org to pre-order. Trent will be signing the first 100 copies, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure if we've reached that. We may have, but you may still be able to get your autographed copy. So go out there and get that, and it will drop March 14th. So it'll be sent to you on that date as well. So awesome. We also have the Breaking Your Own Heart program. You can also go to the rehabtime.org site to download or to register for that. That is a 6-week program. It's going to be just like this here. As you see Miss Jocelyn at the bottom of the screen, you would see 9 other people joined in as well. And it will be like an intimate video conference, except for it's not going to be broadcasted. So that's your Breaking Your Own Heart program. Just really learning to stop breaking your own heart, moving forward, and making changes in the decisions that you're making. So that's going to be really awesome for RehabTime as well. So make sure you check that out. Follow Trent Shelton. You guys already know the CEO of RehabTime, doing some amazing things. He now has another program called Body by Trent. You can go to bodybytrent.com and check out all of the great things he has going. It's like a personal trainer in your living room. It's really amazing. He has this virtual personal training session going on. It's less than $2 a day. You meet 3 times a week, and you can just do it right from your computer. You can see Trent and work out right in your living room. So it's really great to do. I highly recommend going to Body by Trent and getting more information on that. It's all web-based again, so you can do it from home. So now I'm really excited for tonight. Real Talk Kim, amazing woman of God. Just phenomenal woman. I am blessed to have her in my circle and just really excited for her to take over right now with this. We're having technical difficulties with getting Miss Real Talk Kim to join in here, so we have her on Skype. We're not going to let the enemy win. So she's on Skype, and I'm going to share my screen, and so you can see her. I do want one of my sisters out there to just shoot me a quick text once she starts talking to let me know that you can hear her. And she's just going to keep rolling it out. So make sure you follow her, Real Talk Kim, on Twitter. Check out realtalkkim.com. She has an awesome program, Conquering Hell in High Heels. definitely check that out. Just really helping people move past their pain into the future. She walks in love. She just really loves on people. Truly love this woman so much, and I'm just going to give her all the time that she needs. So welcome, Miss Real Talk Kimberly Jones. Now let me go ahead and share my screen.
Hi.
Hello. Let me know if you all can see her and hear her.
Can you hear me? Hello.
I can.
It's good to be here tonight. Let's see. I'm gonna tell you something. Technology and Kimberly. Ooh. I'm gonna go sit in an Apple class and learn how to do this computer for sure. But first of all, can everybody hear me? Have we gotten an okay, Miss Amanda?
I haven't gotten an okay, but I can hear you great. So, let me see. All this technology.
Hello?
Okay. Okay, awesome. I think you're good. Go ahead and go, Kim.
Okay,
They can.
Great. Well, first of all, it is wonderful to be here tonight. I know we're an hour and a half late, and man, we are tired, and it feels like we have been working at this for a long time. But I have a ministry that God's gifted me with called Conquering Hell and High Heels. And man, when you have a ministry that God has just absolutely blessed you with, you don't give up that easy. So tonight it is 11:34 here, and one of the best things that I heard tonight was from Miss Amanda. Was whenever I told her, man, the devil is mad. He is mad. He is wanting people to not get free tonight for sure. And so that just made us really kick it into gear and get on this call, because I remember going through a season about probably about 7 years ago, and it was a very traumatic season for my life. And at night, it was very hard for me to sleep. And so Miss Amanda said that. She said, well, we might be late, but there's people that are hurting and they don't sleep. So whenever you've walked through pain, you understand other people's pain. And that's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. Rehab Time, Proverbs 31 Women, Conquering Hell on High Heels, Real Talk Kim, Amanda, JoLynn. I mean, that's why we get on these calls at night to talk to you, because you are important to us. Your hearts are important to us. And the greatest thing about going through hell is you come out on fire. And when you come out on fire, you come out forgiving. You come out feeling. You come out with an understanding of other people's pain. And if you really let God heal you, if you really get to a place where you let God go inside your heart and heal you, beautifully broken is where God does his most beautiful work. And some of you tonight are sitting in your rooms. I can just see you. I remember I used to be there. And you are asking God to help you. You need a miracle in your life. You just want to get your life back. You just feel like, when you hold unforgiveness in your life, it is not because you choose to hold unforgiveness in your life. It's because someone has really, really hurt you. Someone that you love has really hurt you. You have trusted someone with all of your heart, and you thought things were going to turn out differently than the way they did. And unfortunately, life took its toll, and you ended ever how it ended. And so what happens is you begin to hold grudges, and you begin to hold these things inside of your heart that literally keep you captive. And I always say, whenever I'm ministering to people, I remember the reason I have such a huge message for forgiveness is because that was one of the biggest things that held me bound. It was literally like chains held me captive for so many years of my life. And I wanted to forgive. I didn't want to hold on to unforgiveness. I didn't really even understand what it was. I was raised in a good home, but just life took its toll. And so I remember laying in my bed about 7 years ago, and I asked God, I said, I am miserable. I am hurting. I would hurt so bad, guys, and some of you may even understand this, that the joints in my fingers ached. And it's just the most horrible feeling, because I always can say there's cure for sicknesses. You can go to the doctor and get medication. You can, get help for things in life, but you can never, there's nothing to heal your broken heart and your unforgiveness except you and God. And so that night I was laying in my bed and I told God, I said, I need you to come into this room and I need you to heal me tonight. And I'm talking, guys, it was real. I was serious and I was desperate. And that's where some of you need to get tonight. Some of you need to get to that place of desperation where you literally just surrender everything to God. You have to trust that God made you. You are beautiful. You are valuable. You are important. You are so important to God that he got up on that cross for you. He took pain. He took stripes for you. And he doesn't want you to live this way. There's people in your life that are going and living their lives right now. They are literally living their lives, are moving on. Some of you, I see a lady right now that has children, and you've been bound after a divorce, and you feel very angry because this person left you and moved on with this life, and you are literally crutching. You are literally crutching in pain. You have crippled. You can't move on. You don't have friends. You're bitter. You're angry. You realize this. And God says tonight to let him have it. He says, let me take your burden from you. Let me tell you, just because someone has walked out on you, just because your marriage has dissolved after years, you're not broken. God has not given up on you. God says that there is purpose in your pain. He's going to turn your scars into stars, and he is going to bless you like you have never been blessed before. Let me tell you something. God never puts more on you than he's put in you. He never would ever. God does not let bad things happen. I see somebody right now in the spirit. I prayed for this call tonight, and I said, God, drop people in my spirit that need to be set free. There's somebody else that's lost a child, and you're angry, you feel like you've gotten what you deserve. These are things that I'm telling you tonight that God is speaking to me, telling me that you need to let go of. You need to release it. Holding on to it is doing nothing for you. Holding on to this pain and wanting them to hurt as bad as you, or wanting just somebody to feel. This lady that's lost her baby, when anyone even talks about their children or having a baby, you get angry. You get mad. You feel very frustrated, and you have literally lost social skills over it. You are depressed. You don't want to get out of your bed. God says tonight, if you give him permission, he's going to heal you everywhere you hurt. And then that woman that went through a divorce, I see you literally on the phone talking to your girlfriends, just bad mouth, just mad. Everything out of your mouth is critical. Critical will keep you in poverty. God says tonight that you need to let go of it. Quit trying to make this person pay, and quit holding on to it. I see somebody else tonight that is holding. This is people today. Whenever I was praying, God was dropping you in my spirit. He was telling me tonight these people will be on this call, and you're going to give them a word to set. It's going to set them free. I'm talking, some of you have been holding on to this pain for years and years and years. I see somebody else holding on to a very, very, very dark secret. Something that you feel like if your family got a hold of it, they would never love you again. You are ashamed of it. Let me tell you something. Some of the greatest people in the Bible that God used had a horrific past. They had done horrible things. But God saw fit to use them because the heart of the story, the
Hey, Kim, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay.
I think I lost you.
Oh, I think we're okay. I see you still.
Okay. So let me just pick right on back up. There's somebody holding on to this secret, and it's eating you alive. It is literally becoming soul cancer to you. All of these situations that I'm calling out to you tonight, God saw that you were so important. Listen to me. He thought you were so important, and he knows I love you. He knows that I'm in this because I want God to heal you just like he did me. He knows that I will not let you go. He knows that I'm going to fight for you and I'm going to pray for you. So he thought you were so special that he put you in my spirit tonight and told me to tell you, let it go. Let it go. You have literally locked yourself in a prison and you're paying for the crime that somebody else did against you. And let me tell you something, it hurt then. Why are you still holding on to the pain? And it's not that you want to hold on to this pain. I didn't want to hold on to pain. I didn't want to hold on to things that I was holding on to. But I did, because we're human. And in the human nature, we want to be loved. We want to be celebrated. We look for people to celebrate us. So let me tell you something. We're women. We have emotions. We carry babies in our bellies for 9 months. We are strength. Let me tell you, you have power to get through this. You have power to conquer this. Forgiveness, this soul cancer that is eating you alive tonight, by simply telling God, God, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to walk around with this anymore. So that night that I was, go back to the story, that night that I was laying in my bed, and I was praying, and I told God, I said, God, I said, I need you to do something for me tonight. I need healing. And I'm not leaving this room, because sometimes you got to preach to yourself. Sometimes you got to pray over yourself. And that night I was laying, and I remember I was laying in a little fetal position, and I was just crying, and I was aching. I remember the joints in my fingers were aching. And I'd gone through a divorce after 17 years, and I was ending up single again. And that's the most devastating thing in the world to a woman with 2 children that were boys, that were in their prime stage of life. And all of a sudden, this man I loved with my guts. You girls will understand this. We give everything. And all of a sudden, it was 2 broken people that had come together. And all of a sudden, it ended. This marriage ended. And I was devastated, because I was singing all over the world, and I was, in ministry. And ministry's always been my heart, my passion, but never to the extreme it is now, because I'm going to tell you why. So I'll go to that. I'll get to that. But what happened that night was I started telling God, God, and listen, I was raised a preacher's kid, and I knew how to pray. But the difference was I knew the talk, but I never experienced God for myself. I never truly experienced God in a sense where he took my heart and he healed it, just like he's going to do for you tonight. And so that night, every single pain that had ever hit me, I'm talking people that had hurt me. I'm talking, let me tell you something, people, the devil uses you. The devil can't mess with anything in your life. He can't mess with your distraction. He can't mess with anything. He can mess with your mate. He can't mess with your finances. He can't mess with anything. The way he gets you is by your distractions. Once he gets a hold of you and starts messing with your mind, then all of a sudden stuff starts happening in your life, and those distractions start taking over. It paralyzes you. And so that night I realized that our just choices, and usually that's what happens. It's usually choices that made us get to the place that we were at. And I realized that I was broken, and I didn't want to have to repeat the process, because as long as you don't learn, grow, you're going to repeat the process. And that night I laid in that bed and I prayed, and I told God, I'm not leaving this room, because that's how I talked to God. I was like, just like I'm talking to you right now, I was like, God, I'm not leaving this room. One thing I knew about God was he was there. I knew that God didn't bring you through a storm to drop you in a puddle. He's going to come through for me. And all you got to do is put a demand on the Holy Spirit. You got to get ready. God cannot, he's a gentleman. He's not going to rip anything from your hands. He's going to wait for you to offer it to him and say, God, I'm tired of carrying this pain. And some of you, let me tell you tonight, some of you are so used to the deprivation and pain in your life that you think that it's not normal if it doesn't hurt you. But God says tonight is because you are holding on to so much unforgiveness that what you feel you deserve is what you're getting. You're allowing your father that raped you. You're allowing your husband that walked out on you. You're allowing your father, your ex-husband that left with your best friend, whatever the case may be. You're allowing that to hold you. You're allowing that unforgiveness to make soul cancer within. Let me tell you something tonight, ladies. What you're holding on to, laying in your bed at night, tossing and turning. I did it. I held on to it. I did it. I would not move forward. I would not move beyond the pain, because I would question myself. Why do I keep holding on to this? Why? And so one night, finally, God spoke to me, and he said, number one, you have soul ties. You need to get rid of these soul ties. I was like, soul ties? I'd never heard of soul ties in my life. And he said, number two, he said, you got to forgive. I'm thinking, okay, I want to forgive. I want to forgive. I don't want to walk around like this. Because what happens when you hold on to unforgiveness? You're angry, you're mean, you're drama, you're gossipy, you don't even like yourself. Usually you let yourself go. You don't really have social skills. A lot of times you're loud. I mean, there's so many things that come along with unforgiveness because you're holding on to this pain and it's making you hard. When it's making your heart calloused because you're protective. You're in overprotective mode because that person hurt you. You'll never let them hurt you again. You can't move past it. You just can't move past it. That's how the devil gets you. He don't let you move past it. And so that night, I was laying in that bed and God said, forgiveness is soul ties. So all of a sudden I was like, God, I literally felt like the cap had been lifted off of me, and I started weeping before the Lord. And I was crying so hard. It was one of those cries, the ugly cry. I was all by myself, so it didn't matter. And I just cried and I cried and I cried. And it was like I was wailing and letting it come out of me. And that night, God showed me a vision. It's crazy because I have a wild mind and I see cartoons. Like God shows me animation is how he shows me things. And that night he showed me standing over a city with my hands on my hips in a cat suit, black leather cat suit. And I just kind of looked and I'm just weeping. Man, it was like just this cry that was just so, sometimes you just have those cries. I always say weeping and crying is safety got the heart, man. You got to break. And that's why we hold on to forgiveness. A lot of times you're hard. That's why you're hard. So you can't even cry. It's good to cry. And so that night I was just crying. And I saw this vision of this girl with this big old hair and horrible makeup on. And I looked like maybe a horrible Wonder Woman, a rejected Wonder Woman or something, a Catwoman. So I'm standing there over the city. It looked like I was standing over New York City, and it was these bunches of buildings and big buildings, and I had these big little knee-high boots on, and I'm standing there with my hands on my hips, with my legs out. I'm just standing over on top of all these cities. And so all of a sudden, I start picking up one leg and I start moving, and I start picking up one leg and I'm moving, and all of these cities start just falling. These buildings are falling like this paper. And all of a sudden, God spoke to me and he said, everything you've gone through was for a reason. If you would have never gone through these things, sister, you would have been crazy. You would have been horrible. You've been mean. You've been angry. What happens is whenever you go through a storm, it creates you. You can find your purpose in it. If I would never have gone through all the things that I went through, and I'm writing a book right now, and you're going to get that book because it's going to be good. It's got these stories of these different things that I'm talking about. You'll hear all of my story in it and how I conquered it and how I got through it. It'll be a life guide of, it's like what to expect when expecting, but it'll be a life guide for women on what to expect when you're going through different seasons of your life. And that day I realized I started taking, instead of being mad at my pain and my anger anymore, I literally started thanking God. I started just, my cry that was just weeping, like letting this block off, all of a sudden started turning into a joyous cry. And I was just weeping before the Lord. And I felt like the weight of the world had been lifted off of me. And I realized, 17 years, there's nothing I could do about it. It was over. And then I realized that those two sons of mine were going to be okay because God never lets you go if you truly trust him. A lot of times I hear daily, I just can't get a breakthrough, Kim, or I'll come on and I'll decree and declare to you, because I do things, everything I do on my Facebook is stuff that's got me through. And I'm dedicated to it because I realize you're going through what I went through. I realize that God does never let you go through anything without it being used in the future if you allow it to. That's why you got to get better instead of bitter. That's why I take Facebook and Twitter so personal. It's because I realize that you guys are going through it. And so I'm like your lifeline to help you. Come on, come on. But on there, whenever I'm decreeing and declaring to people and I'm telling them things and they come on and say, I hope so. You can't hope so. You got to get mad. You got to get your fight back. You can't give up. There's somebody else on this call tonight that's suicidal. You just want to give up. You just literally want to throw in the towel. You cannot figure out why you need to live anymore. Why is a job or a man or a woman, why is your children, all of these things that are weighing you down, making you just want to give up right now? It ain't worth it. Those things are just things. God created you and validated you before you were in your mother's womb because you're supposed to be here. At this moment, at this time, God knew you were going to go through this, and he knew you were going to get through it. He knew that you were going to get through it. But a lot of times whenever we say, I hope so, I hope I can do this, what we're doing is we're holding on to that unforgiveness. We're not giving ourselves permission. See, everything in life is a choice. Everything in life is a choice. We give and we take, we make choices, we decide, is this good for us? You know what? A lot of those things that I've done in my 17 years of marriage, I learned from them when I got out of it. There was no repairing it. I realized that I could have done better. And now God has blessed me with a wonderful man. And I'm doing things better. I'm doing a lot of things better now, because what happens is when you go through a storm, instead of giving up and quitting and wanting to die and not breathe another breath, just realize this is a season of learning. What I did was that night when God started healing me, he said, you need to write down every single person in your life that hurt you. And I said, God, I don't even remember. Because so many times when you've gone through so much where people hurt you, and I have a big heart, and you got a big heart, things hurt. And so I just had this stuff, in my life, and these stories that you'll hear in the book. All this stuff just mounted up and mounted up. And that night, I said, well, then help me remember, God. And he said, I want you to write it on a paper like you're going to certify send it, because I want you to send it out. After this night, you've got to make a choice to never pick it up again. I said, all right, God, all right. And some of you need to do that tonight. Some of you need to get a piece of paper out. I see somebody right now so depressed, you don't even want to get out of your bed. You literally are so depressed. Your emotions are wreaking havoc on you. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies. We are ruled by our emotions. Women, God, he literally created us to feel everything. That's why we hold on to forgiveness. That's why we hold on to things, because we are emotional and nurturing human beings. And that's what we do. But we also hurt and hold on to that too. And so what you have to do is you literally will have to get a piece of paper. Get yourself up. Laying in that bed ain't going to do nothing for you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to bring anybody back. But I'm going to tell you something. The greatest revenge in life is to live, to be successful, to let God use you, to let your testimony set people free. Realize that everything you're going right now, you could be. I see somebody else that's 50 years old having to start over in your 50s. I see it. You feel like nobody will ever love you again. You feel like all your dreams are gone. You feel like you're old. You think about it all the time. You're lonely. You're very lonely. God says you ain't seen nothing yet. He's got a story that's going to blow your mind. If you just trust him, cast your cares on the Lord, and he'll take care of you. Delight yourself in him tonight. He's going to do it for you. And so what you're going to do tonight is you're going to get that piece of paper out, or tomorrow. It's late. And I want you to literally write in there people that you're setting free, people that you are literally taking the chains off you. I hear it. I'm telling you, today when I was praying for you, I heard chains hitting the floor off of your lives. I heard it. He's going to allow these chains to be broken off of your life, because I'm going to tell you something. You're not a bad person. You are not bad for feeling what you're feeling. You are validated to feel what you're feeling. That person hurt you. I still to this day have to war with things in my life. I war with it. I'm human just like you. But the difference is I realized that me holding on to that unforgiveness was not worth it. It was not worth me living depressed and miserable and angry. It puts weight on you. Let me tell you something else unforgiveness does. It makes you overweight. Unforgiveness makes you have
Okay, we lost her on Skype. So let's get her.
That was good, huh? I mean, no, that's enough.
Oh, wait, hold on. We're still on broadcast. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, so we lost the video with Real Talk Kim, but we still have her here, so we're just going to continue on. Nobody is stopping this show. So Kim, go ahead and talk, and JoLynn, confirm if you can hear her.
So what I want you to do tonight is to understand something, that you are valuable to God. You are priceless to God. And let me tell you how important you are. Because he wanted to, but because she was necessary. You are necessary. You are important. You are created for this purpose in life. No matter what trial that you're going through, no matter what struggle that you're facing right now, I'm telling you something, God can set you free. He can take your pain literally and turn it into a pulpit. Let me tell you what I did. Whenever I allowed God to take this off of me, I mean every day for weeks and weeks, I would lay hands on myself. And the declarations and creeds I put on Facebook in morning and at night is because it's what I did over myself to get healed. And that night, what I did was when I gave it to God for the weeks and weeks after that, I found myself literally seeing bright sunshine again instead of darkness. Things didn't look depressing anymore. All of a sudden, God set me free. He literally came into my life and cleaned me out. I'm talking, guys, you know you truly forgiven when you no longer need to hear, I'm sorry. It is possible because I am there. I live there. Every day of my life, I can honestly tell you, I don't hold no anger to nobody. My heart is so pure. And I'm going to tell you, when God healed me from the inside out, he made me a soft girl. He made me sweet and kind. He made me selfless. He made me love people back to life. That's my passion. I would never have had my calling and my purpose in life if I would not have gone through those storms. Though it hurt, though it was painful, though I would not wish that upon anybody. He made me beautiful, beautifully broken. He did a wonderful creation. He's going to do that for you. If you would have never gone through what you're going through right now, you would never be the person that you've become. So tonight, I want you to cast your cares on the Lord. I want you to realize from this moment, I want you to draw a line in that sand. And I want you to decide tonight that never again am I going to be held. And tomorrow you might trip up again, but you ain't going to fall back down and lay down. You're going to get back up again. You might fall back down again, but you're going to get back up again, and you're going to dust yourself off and realize that you are going to conquer hell in high heels. Those of you that don't wear high heels, put them flip-flops on. You can wear whatever you got to wear, but you better conquer. Just like we did tonight. It's 11:57, and we have conquered this thing. It might be choppy. We might be all over the place, but somebody, if it was just one person that this call was for, you were that important that we fought through everything and didn't give up to get on this call and tell you tonight that it is of utmost importance that you start forgiving. It ain't worth it. Nobody's worth it. Not one person is hanging on, waiting on you to get unmad at them. They don't even care that you're mad at them. Anybody that will hurt you don't give a rip if you're laying in your misery right now. They don't care. Hurt people hurt people. They'll never tell you they're sorry. They'll never allow anything but they're just moving on, and you're laying in your bed, depressed and miserable, and can't move, and just horrible. You just are barking at your kids. You're mad. You're this. Why did this happen to me? I don't deserve this. You have got to change your attitude. Everything starts right here. It starts right here. It's a devil's playground. 6 inches between your ears can make or break you. You're not over. You're not finished. God's got an amazing work for you to do. Baby, it's just getting started. It's just getting started. And you are going to set people free all over the world. Decide. Happiness is a choice. And I'm going to choose it every day, no matter what. I'm choosing it. Thank you so much for being on this call with me tonight. And thank you for allowing me to be a
Okay. So let's see if this connects back up. Hey, Kim, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, we lost you right at thank you for allowing me to be on the call.
I should have just prayed. Is it going okay?
Yes, we're good. You're back on now, and we can just close out. We fought some hard battles tonight, right? We're really conquering hell in high heels, but we're making this happen. So.
Yes, we have. All right, girls, let me pray over you before we go to sleep. Lord, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your anointing. Thank you for getting off that throne and getting onto the cross for us, for each one of us tonight that is here just needing you. We need you in a real way to heal us. Go in and heal these hearts, God. Do incredible surgery and allow these women to wake up in the morning with a new mind, with a new understanding. Allow them to realize that they got to help you help them. And that starts with a change of mind. Tomorrow, allow them to get up, put their makeup on, get dressed, and conquer the world. Ladies, I love you. I'm praying for you. Don't you dare give up. Your life is just beginning. You ain't over. Baby, I'm telling you, I am a testimony. You ain't over until God says it's over. He's going to bless you abundantly. If you get your heart right, every single thing that you ever dreamed of in your life is going to be better because God's dreams are better than yours. Love you so much.
We love you too. Thank you so much, Kim. Phenomenal. Yes, thank you so much for everything. It was just great. It was phenomenal, and we are just blessed to all be here together and just really make this thing happen. We fought, and we made it happen. So, sisters, thank you so much for joining. We love y'all. Make sure you go to teamrehabtime.com to join up with your teams. Sisters, you absolutely have to go on there to make sure you're getting connected and going to the meetings. I have the study done for March, so I'm going to be posting that tomorrow morning. I'm going to be adding some of the things that Kim spoke about tonight onto the study, and then what you'll do is you'll meet with your team in person and go over, the study and working together and working as groups together, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So make sure you go to teamrehabtime.com and join the group. I wanted to point out that we have beautiful Miss JoLynn Willis here. She was going to close us out in prayer, but I love her background. She's got the P31 background. Can you talk, JoLynn, so you can come up here? Oh, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Hold on one second. Okay, you're not muted. Is your phone muted? No. Okay. I'm not sure. We can't hear you, but we've had mad technical difficulties tonight, so just forgive that. Forgive all this. We just keep going through it. But I did want to point out, sisters, that right before I leave you out, we got some Rehab Time jewelry that's going to be coming out, and you'll be able to see a store to purchase your jewelry and to really rep God for a great price. So here's one here that I'm wearing now. Should probably flip that over this way. You got your cute little beads on there, and then it's got a Bible here. It's super dope. So be ready for it. We got tons of others. I just wanted to show you a little preview. My red nails. Doing that for the fiance. He likes red nails. So anyways, thank you so much for joining. We love you all. Have a blessed night. You know what it is right here on the Rehab Time video conference. We'll be doing this again next month on Thursday. We're going to have a book study. It's going to be in the March study because I understand that this is kind of going over time here. But we're going to be doing The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren is going to be our book. So sisters, go out and get that book, The Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. That's going to be our book study, and then we're going to have things to follow that you'll receive from me on that. So make sure you join teamrehabtime.com. Go ahead and get your book. If you can't afford a book, reach out to me and I'll make sure that you have one. I love you all so much, and I'll go ahead and end this with our famous, "The time is now to renew every heart and body, but it must start with you." This right here is Rehab Time. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Thank you, JoLynn. Love you. Thank you, ladies.